All right, we back. Shrewd news and reviews. It's your boy Rob.
And it's John coming back to talk about the beef between Wack 100 and Jay Prince because it's back on, Bob.
It's,
We had
it's
a
up
little,
there. It's back up there.
we had a ceasefire, a truce, if you will. The mutual party had asked that Wack 100 step down. Then that was 2 days ago when that happened.
Right.
About 12, maybe 13 hours ago, we see Jay Prince send out a cryptic message talking about haters teaming up. Let me go ahead and read that. He says, when a hater doesn't like you, they team up with other haters who don't like you. And before you know it, there's a slew of haters who hate you. But here's the thing, those haters don't even like each other. They only gather because of you. See how powerful you are? I was trying to be very generous and not jump to conclusions. I thought maybe this is a general statement about haters, but now how things have unfolded, I think it's safe to assume he was talking about Wack teaming up with Offset and them both coming at his neck. And I think that
Right.
kind of gave Wack the green light to go ahead and start disrespecting Jay Prince again. And I gotta say, Bob, after listening to this stuff for a few hours, I think what we're witnessing right now is Jay Prince's decline. The boogeyman myth is falling apart.
I
There
don't
are a
know
lot
about
of
that though.
people, I know you don't know about it, but let me just make the case. There were a lot of people who were in the comments who were saying maybe Whack 100 is tucking his tail. Maybe he got checked by M Rock. Maybe Jay Prince just has that kind of reach and he's pushing buttons
Right.
because he's a boss. In the course of this video, we're gonna make it quick. I don't want to spend too long on this, but we're gonna kind of dispel those rumors. Why they're just not adding up. For one, when it comes to these guys are supposed to be feared and the boogeyman and stuff like that. I'm not saying that anybody can't do anything to anyone. I mean, these guys all bleed, but the whole thing about Wack not wanting to say thing, I think you said that once. You said something about after Wack said he was gonna run up on him and test his gangster, that's when the call was put on and Wack started singing a different tune. Isn't that didn't you say something to the effect of that?
Yeah. It was like the next day, couple of days.
Couple of days. You thought it was because somebody put in a call because talking like that about Jay Prince, it could go off the deep end, right? Listen how Wack's talking now. Are you sharing it with me? You got it on Big Mo. Go ahead, and oh, let me do my part because I'm gonna take you on a journey. Wack is back to talking that talk. I'm just gonna highlight maybe like 3 points or something. Y'all could go check out this whole thing in its entirety on Clubhouse TV. But I got some highlights at the 5 minute and about 22-second mark. Wack is talking real spicy about running up on Jay Prince again.
He was on the phone this morning. Everywhere Jay Prince Jr. went, he around 50 homies. Wack, what's up? Leave him alone. Wack, he in there with little baby. Let me know what's going on. Little baby left the stage, told him to get away from me. Yo, Wack, what you want to do? The homie just sent me video footage. Wacky, right here. What you want? Leave him alone. He run around that motherfucker like it's sweet. I just ain't tripping because I personally want to run into a nigga and put these paws on him. Personally, right? I don't get no satisfaction out of that. They sent me all the footage right here. The nigga right. Yo, Wack, what you want to do? On Bloodsy right. You want smashing? Want videotape? Nah, leave nigga alone. That's when that no man.
So
Listen to this. Listen to this. He giving up. Now, this the one thing I got about this. Wack told Jay Prince, why is you talking on the internet about the offset situation? He say, Why is you speaking on the internet and you know it's like that? Are you dry snitching? So my point is, why ain't Wack taking his own advice? Why is you around here on the internet talking about what you want to do? You want to put hands on a man. You seen him in the club. You got. I just don't get it. Go ahead. How you feel about it?
Well, I'm going to answer your question. Why is Wack not taking his own advice? I this is just my perception. It's all about ego, and he's aside from ego, it's not all about ego, but an element of this is ego, posturing. And another thing is he's made a whole career off of talking tough on Clubhouse and inviting people to the fade and testing people's gangster. And if Jay Prince wants to bring things to the internet, you've stepped into Wack's realm. He's not as good of a talker as Wack, and he doesn't seem as willing to get into some violent shit as Wack either. And I think he has to win the court of public opinion right now. So yeah, he gonna be talking this shit. Another thing that kept coming up in the comments when we were getting feedback is, was Wack checked? I think I said that before. He addressed that early in this video. I think it's around the 2 minute and 47 second mark. He talks about whether he's checkable, and later on we get some confirmation from 62 Brim about the whole checking situation and how he came at Wack when he asked him to kind of chill out with the disrespect to Jay Prince. So we'll get to all of that, but listen how he's talking about that.
Did that clip be like, I've been knowing Wack 30 years. Ain't no checking Wack. That's just my homeboy. I asked him a favor. Because I accept willingly, wholeheartedly, what come with it. You know how many times I told my homie, they like, Wack, they deep down the block in the alley. They got guns. Nigga, we got them too. Nigga, we ain't coming to this motherfucker to make it out. Fuck is you talking about? We come here to make a statement, nigga. Drive, or you finna get laid down. That's it. This is why I be like trying not to entertain my ego.
Your own guys, man.
Well, listen to this. I'm going to bring it back home. Why all of this is important, but Jay Prince brought himself into this realm, talking tough on the internet, saying that there's consequences for saying things about him and threatening him. That's what he was coming at Offset about, right? Mm-hmm. So now he's getting a taste of his own medicine. And he's not standing up for what I was really hoping he would stand up for. He was talking about getting Larry Hoover out and turning the gangs into a political movement, which I think is actually crazy enough to work. And he seems to have deviated away from that to go back and forth with Wack, and it don't look like it's working out for him. Another thing that I want to point out, because I don't want to spend too much time on this video, we got a lot to get to. You remember how Jay Prince was talking about how he looked out for Offset and Cardi B, and then they both denied that claim?
Yeah.
It seemed like Wack was doing some politicking of that sort for Jay Prince back in the day. At least he's making the claim, and seems a little bit believable here. He said he was looking out for the son. Look at this.
Conversations, you didn't ask me for favors, protection, security in situations where the odds was against you, and Wack looked out for you. Now all of a sudden, well, I can't even say nothing because the son don't really say nothing because he know. He really know I looked out for him. He know I looked out for him. He was slipping wide open, and what I did see,
I beat his ass.
What I did see when you was by yourself, you was a poodle. You was Poodle Charlie. You was Charlie the Poodle with the little bells around his neck. Yo, Wack.
Poodle Charlie, crazy.
So he's taking a play out of his book now. Same way he said he was looking out for Cardi. Now he's claiming that he had looked out for Jay Prince's son one time. little posture move.
Yeah.
I
No
think
confirmation.
I
You
think people
believe
are
it?
gonna. I think it's believable. I don't know which one of these guys to believe, but I think that Jay Prince is on the decline right now. What happened with Takeoff made people look at him different. He's been making a lot of what seem to be empty threats lately, and it seems like he's met his
But
match not once but twice.
hold on, Job. But we just heard this man Wack say he's not gonna speak on these guys.
Yeah, but I just brought you through a journey. Remember where we started? I showed you where just 12, 13 hours ago, Jay Prince said something about Wack 100 in a cryptic way. So he didn't say Wack 100's name, but maybe he took that as a slight. Maybe he's been reading the comments of everybody looking to say, maybe Wack 100 is scared. Is Jay Prince really the boogeyman?
That
And
may
he
be
just
what it
wanted to kind
is.
of
I
assert
think
himself to let people know that's not what it was. He wanted to take control of the narrative.
I think that's more what it is. I don't think it had nothing to do with Jay Prince said because the terms was the terms. He said the terms, and if he a man or what he say, the man didn't say nothing about you specifically. So I think is that Wack 100, seeing the test of these commentators like we see them on here, and they was all saying, "Yeah, Wack, you was screaming all of this tough guy talking there. You tuck your tail."
I don't know if it's tuck and tail. We thought it could be that. Now it's not really
Well,
looking
that's
like
what it's
that.
looking like. I'm not saying tuck the
Or I
tail.
mean, I think
I'm
it
saying
might have looked like that at
it
one
looked
point,
like
but I
Jay
think
Prince had reach. It looked like it gave, Jay Prince was up. You get that's all I'm saying.
I'm hearing what you're saying, and I think that Wack might have felt like that too, and now he's taking control of the narrative.
Right.
And honestly, how long do we think that Wack 100 was really going to be able to go without disrespecting
Without
Jay Prince?
talking. Yeah.
This is a guy who be on Clubhouse all day.
Exactly.
They had remember when they had the footage of Wack 100 laying on his
Butt
stomach.
naked. Yeah.
We was calling him Crack 100. That's when you know a bad. He was just comfortable on Clubhouse, just rapping all day. He got endurance for this. So I didn't think it was going to last that long. That was a question. I said time will tell. It didn't take long for time to tell. And if anybody was thinking that maybe the mutual friend could reach back out or say that, oh, Wack, you didn't follow the terms, 100%. Let's see if there's what Wack thinks about any possibilities of them coming to a ending of the beef like they did before.
Paru, I wouldn't give a fuck. If you ain't calling me, telling me y'all got him over here and we gonna fade, don't call me about the nigga. They didn't already told the nigga to shut the fuck up. See, because the other day my homie called me and I said, all right, that's what you want me to. And I thought about it. My nigga Big Faith from Insane hit me. He said, why? They playing the game. I said, what? He said, let me guess. They called you, one of your homies you grew up with, and asked you to chill out of respect. Yeah, he said, yeah, but he tried to make it look like he pushed the line. I said, oh, yeah, I'm back up. I've been on him. Heavy. Homie,
So okay.
We ain't,
no. There you go.
He's claiming that
it just answered your question.
Yeah, he's saying that his homie said that Jay Prince act like he upped the score on him. Like, yeah, man, but what? I don't see how,
Till he come out and say that, we ain't doing no behind the scenes whispering. That nigga been living off the percent.
When he shoot the fade, is
I'm
over.
gonna knock him out. Yeah, wherever you want to go. I don't give a fuck. You know me. I don't, bro. I don't give a fuck where you want to go with it. Bro. That man 58 ain't never. He
58 years old, bro.
I mean, look, it ain't really those kind of rules in thugging.
Yeah,
man, talking back and forth. If
just hope Wack don't come run up on this man, bro. Like you think it's gonna be a fight, and it don't end up being no fight. You already screaming what you gonna do to this man. You gonna put hands and feet on. I'm just saying, if I'm Jay Prince right now, I'm gonna have a nigga ready. Look, if this man come up with me with that dumb stuff, lay him down, man. You see how Charleston White playing the game out here? I just don't feel like somebody just gonna let this man put hands and feet on him, and it's just gonna go like that. I don't know. Maybe you know.
The real tragedy in this to me is that this behavior that Jay Prince is displaying
Right.
is implicating Larry Hoover.
Yeah.
Um,
I don't know. I mean,
hold on, let me just make the case because he's saying that Larry Hoover was out of the game. He don't want no connection with the gang anymore. But then Jay Prince is kind of bringing his name up to say that this is homie, like he could politic with Offset on some big homie shit. Well, how are you able to politic if you ain't involved with the gang no more? You get what I'm trying
Jay
to say?
Prince.
Yeah. Am I sharing it? You got to share
Yeah.
it again. Okay. All right. That's where that just to give some context. That's where we're gonna start on this, and I'm gonna go into that a little bit more. The whole Larry Hoover thing. Well,
Him in some GD shit. You telling Offset nigga the flag you claim and bang is that's my G homie nigga. Look, get your shit together. This and come on, bro. He
When
just
Come
Larry
on,
didn't
bro.
denounce the shit
Larry,
already.
he had to wait. You know why Larry denounced that shit? Go look at that last interview I did. That shut him up. See, that's what the interview shut him up with that one I did with Dub C and CJ Mack. That's the come on, young.
I saw that interview, and he was making that same point.
Tell the truth, nigga. Cause you was popping that shit about what I didn't have, the contracts wasn't it shut you and him up. And I said, yo, that nigga, the shit he doing, gonna keep Larry in jail. Larry in there. When he went to jail, he didn't have life. He called life because niggas got something to do things. Now here this nigga is talking about he the voice for Larry Hoover. He represent this, and that. Talking about what's gonna happen to an old lady. You stupid motherfucker. What's gonna happen when this nigga go up for appeal? You stupid motherfucker.
Trying to
Now, that's a good point. I gotta admit that Whack 100 kind of scored a point with that one with me. He scored a point with that one for me because if Jay Prince is saying he's a community activist, he cares about the community. The thing that he had Drake and Kanye squash the beef for, and he threw that whole concert and had us tapped in for that. You about to throw it all away because you don't like the way a nigga talk. Let me show you something, Bob. This is a 1995 article that Larry Hoover did with the Chicago Reader. He says his gang days are over and growth and development is a political organization. His life and education in prison, he says, have given him a new conception of power. It's a natural state of evolvement, he says. Everything's changed. As you mature, you change. Your priorities change. Your perspective change. The
Mhm.
difference between a gang and an organization is the principles and the goals that they apply. If you live by morals and principles, then the gangster disciples or growth and development ain't no different than the Elks or the Masons or some other organization. It's the principles that you live by, and it takes time to move from one stage to another, but you peer toward that stage. Every ethnic group, they start out with these street gangs, but as they mature, they turn into something far more legitimate and something that could be a credit to the community. And that's all it is. It's an evolvement. You go from one stage to another. So what I'm trying to say is Larry was on to something. This man trying to come home. We dealing with white supremacy on a level where they banning books the same way the Nazis did. Is people getting killed by cops? We have a hard time prosecuting them, everything like that, and we getting distracted by shit on Clubhouse. And Jay Prince fell right into it. Is all I'm trying to say.
I mean, y'all already denouncing that is good though. Y'all already denouncing that he's done or something, or that he's not gonna get accepted because of this stuff that Jay Prince is doing.
I don't
So
think he had a good chance to start with, but if that's the guy that you are claiming is doing your PR, the one who was raising the money about, the Drake and Kanye concert, which I don't know if we know that all of that money went to help Larry Hoover. I don't know, but I don't think it's a good look now, especially with everything that Kanye has done since then. I don't know. There might be for some people some question as to whether Wack was sincere about his claims when he said that the guy talked to him and it was like a friendly conversation. Some people feel like uh, maybe he got checked. We could hear kind of straight from the horse's mouth when it comes to this guy 62 Brim. Um, he says that
My
he didn't
thing
check.
is, Wack gave him his whole government. We know his whole name. Mark
Yeah, we
Wahlberg.
addressed that. Wack be doing a little dry snitching with all this talking on Clubhouse, whether it be unintentional or intentional. We're not mind readers, but yeah, it's probably not a good idea for him to be talking as much as he does on Clubhouse, but he's doing it. And when they both are doing it, it kind of cancels out if we're trying to see who's going to be the victor in this situation. Let me share with you so I could show you a 69 Brim and you could hear from his mouth, because there was people in the comments when we first covered them ending the beef and everything like that. People was thinking that this guy had Wack tucking his tail. So let's see what's going on.
Check Wack on nothing. I couldn't check Wack in that situation. That wasn't my situation. That wasn't a situation on this end or anything of that nature. So that wasn't nothing I could check him up. I have some acquaintances who I got love for. That's part of Jay Prince camp and the Rap a Lot guys that way.
I want y'all to pay attention to what he's about to say. It's gonna tie back into what I was showing you about what Larry Hoover was on. Listen up.
And we was just rapping on some things. Me and him, talking about powerful black men moving forward. Not being shown in a negative light in the media. You know what I'm saying? And the conversation moved me to call Wack, right? You know what I'm saying? And ask as a favor to me, can he kill the content that's been going on, and possibly can we, can we squash what's ever going on, right? And as a favor to me, Wack agreed. So it wasn't on I called and checked him and all that. That's my homie. We go way back. You know what I'm saying? We did a lot of fighting and scrapping together in them institutions over this beat thing, over this red flag thing. So yeah, that's
that's the guy Wack was snitching on, right? He's snitching on himself. So
everybody know now. You know what I mean?
I mean, how mad could we get at Wack if this guy was snitching on himself as well? So that kind of canceled out.
On themselves. They talking about fighting in the jailhouse. Well, go ahead.
Well, he said this red thing. One of the requirements for you to catch a RICO is them associating you with the gang, and one of the ways that they associate you with the gang is self-identifying. That's one way. Another one is tattoos, handshakes, and stuff like that. So he already is doing the first step. He's self-identified as a guy that's representing this red thing. But I just wanted to put that out there for anybody who had any doubts as to whether, Jay Prince was pushing a button. This is a guy who wanted to see black people being portrayed a little bit better in the media, and he felt like he could kind of change a little bit of that with what's going on with Jay Prince. He probably felt like how I feel, like this shit looks goofy. We could be doing better things. Yeah, this is a distraction. And these guys are public figures. We got to talk about this kind of shit just to get people's attention. If we're going to talk about epistemology, history, and media literacy and all of that good stuff, it won't even matter if nobody's listening. So we got to address the bullshit because this is what people care about.
But I like what he said.
But think about this. What if Wack 100 was talking about that kind of shit? What if Jay Prince was talking about gangs becoming political parties and stuff like that? Do you know how powerful that would be? As influential as this guy is?
Yeah, because everybody teaming up but the black man. You got women stick together. We got all of these groups sticking together, but we out here just beefing with each other, killing each other. Crazy.
I don't agree with that. That
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 analogy.
description of black people, but I'm hearing you out. But I don't think that. What'd you say? Like
I mean, men in
everybody else
general.
is getting together except for black people. Is that what you
No, no,
said?
no, no. I mean, like just men in general. You got all kind of groups that stick together and that stand for business out in the real political world. You got the LGBT community, you got women's rights, you got things like that where people, you got the Jewish community, but
I, I think black men are sticking together too. I see a lot of good black people sticking together.
okay, well,
We just got to lift them up.
I think what he was saying, what Mark Walton was saying, I like what he was saying, man. He's saying that, yeah, we need to see us with a positive light in the media.
Yeah, in the media. So that's the update. The beef is back on. I think this is a good time to kind of just close it out. Uh, thanks people for the support. Go ahead and slap the like button,
Yeah,
subscribe, especially if this is your second time viewing. We really appreciate that. We had about 150 subscribers. We're trying to make it up to 300. That's our next milestone.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Any parting ways
It's free.
before I say the last thing?
No, that's it, man. So go ahead and give
What
them the last word, and we'll see
if
where this goes, man. Hopefully it don't get too violent.
but if it does, we'll be here to talk about it. Last thing I want to say, man, if there were any doubters left, there shouldn't be any now, because that was a special performance. Yeah.
Rude news, man. We're gonna see y'all in the next video.